How did Tulsi Gabbard manage to win the town hall on climate change without even being there? Let's talk about it. So, by now, most of you all are more than aware that Tulsi has been illegitimately kept out of the upcoming debate. Now, speculations suggest that it's because of what she did to Kamala that the DNC is going out of its way to keep her out of the debate. Now, I do believe it has something to do with Kamala, but I also believe it's because, well, the truth of the matter is, you can only be Googled, the top Googled candidate so many times before you ultimately take over the race. Literally witnessed this with Bernie Sanders. And I think they know that. And on top of that, it's one thing for you to present great policies on the debate stage and become the most Googled candidate, but you're also taking out the top tiered candidates simultaneously. So I'm not surprised. But her policies, that's what they are most fearful of. Her logic is what they are most fearful of. And Tulsi's tweet regarding the climate change debate is a perfect example of this. So what she said during the climate change town hall that night, she said climate change solutions require cooperation with China and Russia, which the new Cold War makes impossible. As president, I'll stand up against the military-industrial complex and warmongering media. Will anyone else? If not, their plans regarding climate change are worthless. Now, I don't know if Tulsi watched my debate, because I debated Scott and Stephanie. Stephanie was representing Bernie Sanders. Scott was representing Andrew Yang, and I was representing Tulsi. And I made that very point. I said, everybody's climate change plan sounds pretty good. Bernie's even sounds great. But not only is Tulsi's climate change plan better, the OFF Act, not only is it already an actionable bill, but also in order for us to not only lead the charge domestically, but when it comes to worldwide unity as far as solving climate change, we have to negotiate with people we may not like or we may not consider allies, people we may have an adversarial relationship with. In order to enter negotiations in good faith, you can't, I don't know, start attacking and smearing and demonizing other leaders, specifically to countries that are primary contributors to climate change, especially China. And right now, on one side of the fence, we have Trump constantly and regularly agitating China to the point where it looks like I don't see a solution to that tension in sight anytime soon. And then on the other side of that, we have the Democrats using neo-McCarthyist tactics to deflect from their responsibility in rigging the 2016 election and getting Trump elected. They're trying to demonize Putin for what they enabled to happen. And we blame Putin for literally everything now, everything. We blame him for Venezuela. We blame him for Syria. We blame him for 2016. We blame him for Trump. It's everything we blame him for. And I love the way Tulsi has gone about her business in this regard. This is, once again, I don't know when people are going to get this. If you applied for a job and you tell the boss or the hiring manager, hey, I only know like 50% of what you need me to know for the job. I only meet 50% of the requirement, but I'm really, really good at this other 50%. So I can get the job, right? You're not going to be called back for an interview. You're not going to. What do I mean by that? You can be as great as you want to on domestic policy. But if you don't understand foreign policy, not like just virtue signaling, I'm talking about understand how things get done, like you understand how things get done on domestic policy, then how could you possibly be more qualified than the woman who understands both aspects? Just saying. For example, a lot of people were demanding that Tulsi call out in India's government in the situation with Kashmir. Mind you, a lot of these people have no idea what they're talking about regarding that entire situation. They don't even know that the prime minister of Pakistan was talking about all the terrorist attacks that were happening in Kashmir, which largely led to the quote unquote crackdown in Kashmir. Because for the last year and some change, the current prime minister of Pakistan doesn't even get along with our government anymore. And the military basically runs the country. And they want Tulsi to talk about an issue. One, they want her to talk about it because she's Hindu. Like, I'm being honest with you. Like, it's the excuses that people have used are ridiculous. But also, none of these people have any understanding of how Pakistan is involved in this. They don't understand the tumultuous relationship between Pakistan, India, and that entire region, especially regarding Kashmir and the treaties that took place to take Kashmir and Pakistan out of India. They don't know any of this stuff. But yet they're trying to get Tulsi to speak negatively about either world leader, the world leader, not India, but the world leader. They wanted to demonize it, speak in absolutist terms. And then what? When she becomes commander in chief after grandstanding on television, what is she supposed to do whenever she has to sit face to face? Y'all want her to be Trump, basically. Just speak before you understand the situation. Speak before you can get into it. Like, do you want to be right or do you want to save lives? That's how I feel. That's how whenever I'm talking about the Israel-Palestine conflict, I always tell people, like, I know that Palestine is right for wanting to take back all of their land. 100%. They are right. But it's not realistic, right? We need cooperation between the people of Palestine and the people of Israel. And the reason why is because I'm tired of seeing people die on both sides, more so on the Palestinian side. Do you want to save lives or do you want to be right? Do you want to solve climate change or do you want a virtue signal? In the case of Putin in Russia, we've literally been lying about their involvement in our election for the last 4 years, to the point where we've escalated sanctions and nuclear tension because we can't just admit that Hillary Clinton and Democrats rigged the election against Bernie, which led to Donald Trump. So how willing do you believe Putin will be to negotiate with any of the people other than Tulsi? Because every other candidate has used neo-McCarthyist smears against Russia to the point of damn near xenophobia. And we all agree, right? Climate change is an existential threat, and we don't have time to waste, and we don't have time to wait, and we don't get to pick and choose who we work with. We have to identify the issue, identify the causes, and solve them. We don't get to pick and choose who we work with when it comes to climate change. We all agree on that. However, they get to, because they're operating from a better negotiating standpoint, because they're like, whatever. Y'all need it. Y'all want to be the world leaders in climate change or the climate change issue. But we don't trust you. We don't like you, and you'll stab us in the back. Oh, just kidding. Tulsi won't stab us in the back. Tulsi won't demonize us. Tulsi entered these negotiations in good faith. You can't pick and choose how you want to save the world based off of who's an ally and who's an adversary. It should be people first, solutions first. That's what I love about Tulsi. And this is why understanding foreign policy is important. And people are, she's only good at foreign policy. Yeah. Is climate change going to affect just the United States or everybody? Everybody, right? To fix global climate change issues, do you have to work with just people in the United States, just the United States allies, or everybody? Oh, okay. Who's the largest contributor to climate change? Oh, the United States military. Who's the best when it comes to foreign policy and anti-interventionism? Oh, Tulsi, because she understands how consent is manufactured. Just that alone makes her better on climate change than literally every other candidate. So if you're wondering how to win a climate change town hall without even being there, Tulsi just showed you how.
Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like that segment of Mikasa Sukasa. Also, you can help us upgrade the studio and take this show on the road to cover the on-the-ground politics that you love by clicking on that GoFundMe link in the description and donating literally anything. Anything helps. Also, you can follow us on Rockfin, on Twitter, and on Facebook as well. And hey, more than anything else, people, always remember, find your balance. Peace.